Hi guys, so there was no live women's football review yesterday because I was working as per usual. I am so busy, but it is half term, so I can actually record this in the day, and that is so exciting. So today is a player spotlight. We've not brought you on for the past few weeks, and then because the fixtures were all played yesterday, we're going to take a look through those as well. So if you are a fan of women's football, and actually if you're on football Twitter, you will have heard of this incredible player. Our player spotlight for today is Beth Mead. She is phenomenal, and she is considered one of the brightest talents in football. And some of the goals she scores are absolute beauties. Please, 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 when you are on Twitter, type her into the search bar. I sound very old, not technological at all. And have a look at some of her incredible, incredible goals. So Beth was born on the 9th of May, 1995. So she is still super, super young. She joined Arsenal in 2017 from Sunderland. Okay, so let's have a look at her honours first. So she has won an FA Women's Super League 2 in 2013-14 season. She's won the Conti Cup in the 2017-18 season, the Barclays FA Women's Super League with Arsenal in the 2018-19 season, and the She Believes Cup in 2019. Okay, so during the 18-19 title-winning season with Arsenal, I have so many notes as per usual, she broke the record for the most assists in a single season with 12, and she created more chances than any other Arsenal player with 54. So that is during Arsenal's title-winning season. She was that incredible of a player. She played a big, big role in that season. She made her debut for England in April 2018, and she was, as I've just said, with the honours, involved in the squad that won the She Believes Cup in 2019. She scored an absolute beauty against Chelsea in September. Please, 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 like I've just said, go on Twitter and look at some of her incredible goals. Okay, whilst playing for Sunderland, and this is why I've chosen her today. Whilst playing for Sunderland, she gained a degree in sports development from Teesside University. And that is, wow, that is phenomenal. She is a big, big role model for young girls because she has managed to combine her education and her passion for playing into one. She is showing that you can play sport and be so involved and have a job that is your passion and also get your education too. You don't have to pick one or the other, because I think sometimes there's a myth with vocations like dance, sport, that it's one or the other, but it's absolutely not. She has managed to carve out this incredible career at such a young age and also gain a degree in sports development, something that she is clearly so passionate about. When Sunderland were promoted to Women's Super League 1, she then turned professional. But even though she turned professional, the demand was higher, the stakes had risen, she was determined and focused, and she managed to finish that final year at university. So even though it got a lot harder and it was higher stakes and it was more demanding, she was now a professional footballer. She was still determined and still finished that final year at uni, which is absolutely incredible. She went to the Middlesbrough FC Centre of Excellence at the age of 10 and moved to Sunderland when she was 16. In her first season, she scored 23 goals and ended the season with 29 in all competitions. Like, these stats are ridiculous. She is absolutely incredible. In her first match at top level, she actually scored in a shock win over the then reigning champions, Liverpool. So she is not only this fiery, incredible young talent, but she has also got the determination, the passion, the strength, the focus, and the drive to also get her education behind her as well. And what a credit to herself, saying, actually, yeah, I am professional now. And she could have been like, I've got no time, but she still managed to go and get that degree. So if there are any young girls watching and any young people interested in creating a career from sport, it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can still focus on your education, focus on school, college, university, wherever you are at, and you can still live and breathe your hobby. And that's amazing, because if she ever were to leave playing football for some reason, she has now got a degree behind her. And that is why I've picked her today, not only for how phenomenal she is as a player and a playmaker, the scores and the contributions, the goals and the contributions she makes to the teams that she has played for are incredible. And the fact that she is also driven, focused, and has managed to get that degree behind her, she is such an incredible inspiration and role model to young people everywhere, and especially to young girls who want to have that career in sport. It is already hard enough as a woman to rise to the top level in football and in sport. And the fact that she's got that to battle with, and she was a professional footballer, and the stress of being at university, she has done all those three things, and she is battling through them. And it is hard to be a woman in sport. So you've not only got your degree and playing at a professional level now, you've got being a woman in sport and being someone who is really got the pressure of elevating the women's game. So that is why we did the player spotlight on her today, because she is just phenomenal. And she has proved that no matter what odds are against you, being a woman in sport, being a woman in football, especially, no matter what odds are against you, you can absolutely do it, and you can absolutely achieve what you want to achieve. This is why I like to do the player spotlights, because they show where these women have come from. And it is hard and it is difficult, but we can absolutely do it, and we can elevate the women's game to the level that it deserves to be. So, the build-up for the weekend. First of all, I would like to send, and we would like to send, our love and thoughts to Brooke Chaplin, who plays for Reading, as she has been diagnosed with a bone tumour in her right leg. So she will not be playing football for a long while. So we just want to send our love and thoughts to her, because that is a very difficult time. So this weekend, fixtures to keep an eye on was the Manchester Derby that kicked off on Saturday the 12th. It did not. On Sunday the 13th of February at 12:30, and was on BBC Two, which is incredible. We love to see as much women's football on TV as possible. And Leicester versus West Ham. So the Manchester Derby, Manchester City needed the win. Absolutely needed it. They were 5 points behind Manchester United. But if United got the win, they could go 1 point behind Chelsea, who are sat in second. So this was a big, big game. Not only the Derby, but it was high stakes as well. And Leicester versus West Ham, Leicester needed the 3 points, as they were sat second from bottom of the Women's Super League. And in the Championship, the game to look out for was Liverpool versus Sunderland. Liverpool were on 38 points, 12 points clear. And if Charlton Athletic were to lose away at Coventry, who are actually sat right at the bottom of the table, so that was very unlikely, Liverpool would go 12 points clear. So let's have a look at how the fixtures figured themselves out. I absolutely cannot speak today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I got up at 5 o'clock to go spinning, which was an experience. Please, if you've never been spinning, please try it. It was the most stressful but fun thing that I have ever done. Okay, so I've literally wrote so many notes and I can't find anything. So there was a London derby on Friday, Chelsea versus Arsenal, and it was actually a 0-0 draw. Okay, and it was an incredible game. For saying it was 0-0, it was a game that contained it all. Arsenal are now only 2 points clear at the top of the Women's Super League, and that is massive. Like, Arsenal were flying, and I said a few weeks ago, Arsenal will win this. It's Arsenal's. And now I'm not so sure. Chelsea, if they keep continuing to press and play the way they have been playing, I think they could just take it. And that game, I know the Arsenal manager actually said, even though it was watched by 3,300 fans, it was a game that deserved 33,000 fans. And that is a big statement, because we are now seeing the quality of the football deserves the higher platform, and hopefully we will get there. Okay. So yesterday's fixtures, the Manchester derby, Manchester City beat Manchester United 1-0. What an incredible weekend for Manchester City fans. Caroline Weir scored an 81st minute banger. I did not see the goal. I was working, but I have watched it over and over again on Twitter, and there's actually a really funny video of her watching it, and she goes, "Oh, it's naughty." That was an incredible, incredible goal. What a game and what a win for Manchester City. That takes City just 2 points behind Manchester United, who are in fourth. Everton lost 2-0 against Aston Villa. And Birmingham lost 2-0 against Spurs. Neville and Percival were the scorers in that game. Brighton beat Reading 4-1. Green scored a hat-trick, incredible. And Cavisto scored the fourth. And Reading's scorer was Eichland, but unfortunately did lose the game 4-1. Leicester beat West Ham 3-0. Flint, Plumptre, and Gregory with the goals. Let's have a look at the Women's Super League table. I'm going to have to get it up on my phone because I was not prepared today. So we have got Arsenal still sat top of that table, only 2 points clear of Chelsea in second. Then we have Tottenham, Manchester United in fourth, who are now only 2 points clear of Manchester City in fifth. Leicester have moved themselves up the table to 10th, and sat in the bottom of the table is Birmingham. Okay, on to the Championship. Durham beat Bristol City. They did not. Durham lost 3-0 to Bristol City. Harrison with 2 goals and Beaver Jones with 1. Sheffield United beat Blackburn 4-0. Richards scored an own goal. Rubbish start to the game for Blackburn. Robert, Lord Mears, and Watson with the other goals. Coventry United, this was the game that I said we needed to look out for. Played Charlton Athletic, and we needed Coventry. Well, we didn't. We needed Coventry to win to give Liverpool that 12 points clear at the top of the table. I don't know why I'm saying we. I absolutely do not want to see Liverpool at the top of the table in any league. And it was a 1-1 draw. Hughes put Charlton Athletic 1-0 up. It was looking like a perfect day for them. And then Wilkinson scored a late goal to level the playing field in the 88th minute. Crystal Palace had an absolute disaster playing the London City Lionesses. They lost 5-1. Farrow scored the only goal for Crystal Palace. And then Fleming, Rogers with 2, Coombs with an own goal, and Rouse made it 5 for the London City Lionesses. Crystal Palace, who were not playing that badly at the start of the season, are now in 6th in the Championship and had an absolute disaster. They really need to turn it around if they are going to press on in this league. Liverpool, which was the game to look out for, beat Sunderland 3-0. Stengel with a penalty. Heron for Sunderland was sent off in the 47th minute. Stengel converted the penalty in the 49th. Daniels and then Kearns with another penalty. Liverpool are now 10 points clear as Charlton only got the draw. Liverpool are marching on to the Women's Super League next season. And then Lewes beat Watford 2-0, Timms and Hazard to score. Okay, let's have a look at the table. Liverpool, like we just said, are 10 points clear at the top of the table. Charlton are in third after the London City Lionesses' big win over Crystal Palace has put them in second. Then we've got Bristol City. Then Durham, Crystal Palace in sixth. And at the bottom of the table, we have Coventry with -3 points. They are not having a good season at all. Okay, on to the Women's Northern Premier. So it's these games that we cannot get match reports for, but I can give you the results and the tables. The Women's Northern Premier, there were lots of postponements in this league, and we have found that from the weeks of doing this show that there are lots of postponements in the lower leagues of women's football, mostly due to waterlogged pitches, things like that. But hopefully, as the game starts to elevate, we will see less and less of these happening. Brighouse Town lost 3-2 to Stoke. AFC Fylde beat Nottingham Forest 2-1, and Loughborough beat West Brom 2-1. If we look at the table, you've got AFC Fylde and Wolves are level, both with 34 points at the top of the table. However, Wolves have only played 14 games and AFC Fylde have played 16. So there is a lot to play for, and it's all to play for still at the top of that table. At the bottom, you've got Hull City with only the 3 points this season. They really need to press on if they are going to get out of the bottom of the table. In the Southern Premier, London Bees beat Oxford. They did not. Because I write it in the order, I keep reading it the wrong way. London Bees lost 2-1. Sorry if there's any London Bees fans watching. To Oxford United. Bridgewater United, who featured very heavily in one of our earlier episodes, unfortunately lost 2-0 to Southampton. Cardiff City beat MK Dons 3-2. Chichester and Chelsea beat Keynsham Town 3-1, and Gillingham beat Plymouth Argyle 3-2. If we have a look at the table, you've got Ipswich Town sat right at the top. They are on 43 points, with Oxford United in second on 40. Oxford United, however, again, like the Northern Premier, have only played 16 games, and Ipswich Town have played 18. So Oxford United could end up in first. So that's a lot to play for. If you have a look at the Southern Premier, there are teams that have only played 13 games because, like I said before, there are lots of postponements. So if Oxford United want to take that first spot in the table, it is all to play for because they have 2 games in hand. Right at the bottom of the table is Hounslow, who are still yet to pick up a point this season. So they really need to get some results that go their way. So next week, that's my alarm to tell me to get on with my day. Next week, we are going to talk more about fixtures. We will go into more detail about Her Game 2. If you have not joined us before, Her Game 2 is a campaign dedicated to kicking the sexism out of football. We are focused on making football a safe and enjoyable experience for all female fans. There should be no one that goes to a game and comes away feeling like they were bullied or they were a victim of abuse. And we are working very hard to kick the sexism out of football. It is International Women's Day next month, and we are hoping to see a lot of fixtures dedicated to International Women's Day and Her Game 2. Please follow us on your social media at Her Game 2. And please like, share and subscribe to this amazing channel. Thank you to Rich at Eagle Eyed Football. As always, my socials are SRJ_dance on Twitter and _SAMARA Ruth Jasmine on Instagram. Thank you very much. And we will be back live next Sunday.